Hello. Today, I'm going to be drawing this flower beetle. The photo is by James Reben. I keep debating with myself what side to draw from on, and I think I'll keep it on the left side. So to start off with, I'm going to start off with a ball of the head. And now I'm going to draw the ball of the thorax. And now I'm going to draw the abdomen. I hope I'm getting these parts right. There's a lot of interesting intermediary connecting areas, which I definitely will draw. They're not all merged together, much like a spider. Okay, so we have this, and I didn't draw a line of action, but there's kind of like a curve like that going throughout. And it will all make sense as I go down further. I'm thinking maybe it would be best for me to show the connecting areas first. Oops. Because like there's like it has like a bit of a, how do I say it? It has like a neck. It's actually a bit wider than what I originally did, so I keep wondering maybe I should. No. And I think I may have made the gap a little bit too big. Could be a bit thinner. And even wider as well. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of that for 1 second. And I think I'm going to make it a bit more wide. Oops, I'm drawing. Why is my pencil not drawing? Okay. Should be angled a bit more. Okay, I'm going to start off with that. So yeah, there's an area connecting the neck and the body, but now that I look at it one more time, I'm going to try to draw just a little bit larger. I think that works. As you can see, I'm trying to describe the neck, but I still think that area is just a little too big. I think I maybe should have made it bulging a bit more and a little bit closer, and the one over here a bit more like that, to try to show that intermediary connecting area. And looking here, it kind of like extends a bit as it goes. I mean, you're still having an area that does something like that, but it kind of connects like that and that. And I have ran into a lot of insects that have those bizarre connecting areas. I feel like you see it on hornets more frequently. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to add pilot holes for the legs, and the legs are all going to be on the thorax here. So I'm going to try to just draw little reference points on the thorax. so I know where to put the lines to draw for the legs. The legs are doing a interesting. They're in a lot of different directions. As you can see, this flower beetle is covered in pollen, so I'm guessing this beetle is probably a pollinator of some sort. So in previous videos, I would draw gestural lines for the legs, but I want to start off by doing the structure of the body and then going from there. The reason is, in the past when I would draw the legs first, I would sometimes get the positions of them wrong after I added the construction. So I'm beginning to think that if I do this approach, I'll have a little bit more accuracy. I'm going to try to draw this beetle's shell. Okay. I think it should have curved a little bit more than what I did. Kind of like that. So we could kind of see some of the underhang of the beetle. Before it dips back under the shell. I also realized I probably did a bit of a poor job trying to show this area at the end. I tried to do it, but it just didn't work as well as I anticipated. And there's also, like, you can see some of it over here as well, almost going there. Okay, so now what I want to do is I can kind of see a bit of like a contour line on that intermediary connecting area. I wanted to draw that just because it looked a little significant. Okay, now when I look at this part here of the thorax, it kind of like bulges out a bit. Kind of like a crab shell. That's kind of what I'm seeing. So also in this intermediary connecting area, I'm seeing like an extra part that kind of merges underneath the shell. It's doing a lot of interesting things as it is all glued together. I'm also seeing something, I think that's just a part of the leg, so I'm going to ignore that for now. So now I wanted to draw the face, and it's kind of weird to think of it in this way, but it's kind of like a skull. If you think of like a person's skull. That's kind of how I'm visualizing it. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. It's a bit too... And I will color in the eyes, because like if you see here, there's going to be a socket here and there's going to be a socket here. But based on how you change your perspective, it's always a little bit different. But I will try to make it clear. Meaning coloring in the eyes. And here it's a bit more clear. It does bulge out a little bit. Okay. So now there's like a separation here. I'm not sure why, but I do see it. Let me think. So, looking at this beetle again, I need to start adding some other areas for like the antenna, which I'm going to draw some gestural lines for those antenna. They're significantly long and they're also covered in pollen. About here. I think it goes to about that area. The other antenna is a little bit obscured, but it's about like right here. And the important thing, I'm trying to show the area, it kind of like does that before it comes off, and it's a bit more out of focus. And we also have these two things here. I'm not sure if they're mandibles, not sure what they're for, but they kind of do, they're like the L shape. And they connect back to the face. They're very thin. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to see the shapes that make them up unless you're right up front close to them, which is a little bit of the challenge. I'm also seeing something there. It's hard for me to say. I don't know if they're eating nectar or something like that. It very well could be for something along the lines of that. The other thing, I guess I didn't do a good job of showing, like there's the whole skull, it kind of like dips a bit before it comes back. It kind of like goes off, dips, and comes back. But I wanted to make that connection clear, that it's three-dimensional, but I guess I don't need to draw that part. Another thing, when you look at the shell here, I'm kind of seeing this pop-out effect before it comes back in. And there are like individual striations on the shell of this beetle's back. Pretty sure it can fly. I can't say for sure 100%. But now I want to draw the gestural lines for the legs. The legs are doing a lot of interesting things. Well, and the back leg here is all obscured a bit, but I will draw a little bit of it. We can only see like certain portions of the legs behind on the right side. I mean, they're there, but kind of like disappears behind the eye. And this one kind of like goes, and the other one's a bit hidden. But we could work with it. Sometimes that's all you can do. Okay, I think I'll draw the antenna first. I'm seeing a strong shape that kind of goes just about up beyond here. It's a bean-like shape, and I'm seeing quite a few of them. And I'll try to like plot the course for them as I see. They're just all of these stacking cup-like shapes. And yeah, I'm just going to try to connect them to the best of my ability. Sometimes they bulge out thicker in other places and thinner. It's amazing how intricate the antennae are. I think I made them a little bit too thick. Okay, now for the legs. I'll try to draw them to the best of my ability, although being a bit difficult in certain areas. just because like behind here, we're not really seeing all that much. Just kind of is a bit hidden. But as I said, sometimes you just work with it. Which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it's always more preferred to have a full understanding. But I feel like it's very rare when anyone can get the full picture of a certain insect. I mean, it would be cool if we did. But like even trying to get like the lens for that, would the right word be a macro lens? They're expensive, I believe. I mean, it would be cool to have, but you know, I feel like professionals with cameras are the way to go. It's a craft or an art in its own right. Leave it up to the Jameses of the world. Oops. Okay, this leg, the back right or back left leg is a little bit out of view. I will try to work with what I have. It's all tucked under its abdomen. But overall, I really do like this photo. Drawing beetles always seems a bit therapeutic to me. Okay, well, that's our beetle. There are some other things I really didn't cover so much, like the different striations. I mean, I'm pretty sure that, like, this beetle hat, like, I don't know if all beetles can fly, but one last thing that I do want to mention is there's, like, a separation, like, right about there that cuts that, I'm pretty sure they're wings, so it can fly, but it is significant. I can see along the shell. Just wanted to point that out. I think that is like the last major thing I didn't mention. So I hope this video helps you. I think I learned a thing or two. I would really like to draw more of these beetles. It's always fun drawing beetles. Other insects I don't always enjoy drawing as much as beetles. But yeah, thank you for listening. If you have a question, please ask in the comments. If you like the video, please like it. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.